Hey guys, figured I'd give you guys a quick update here. This is my first ride on my new to me WR250R. I wanted to do this video because I also got RaceTech gold valves, front and back, and I did it myself, and all in all, completely changes the suspension of the bike. It's totally awesome. Reason why the bike is not running right now is because my low fuel light just came on a little bit ago, so I'm gonna have to make this pretty short, but ultimately this is just a small shakedown ride, testing out the RaceTech suspension. For those of you that have not seen my channel before, I am no stranger to WRs. Absolutely love these bikes, but I am on the stock Deathwing tires, and this is pretty sandy terrain through here, so I'm going to take it a little bit easy. This looks real muddy up here. Oops, steps down. Sandy too. Yeah, you can feel that front tire just wallowing around. That would be the Deathwing. Yeah, so far, I'm liking it. I'm really digging it. Ooh. Yeah, real sandy. Right through the mud, I guess. Sure. I'll go through the middle here. So yeah, initial impressions. I think I need to get the sag set still, but way stiffer than OEM, so that's awesome. Whew. Front tire just washing out like crazy. Yep, deep sand. This is very deep sand up through here. Ooh, looks like I got a little step coming up here. Awesome. So total for RaceTech rear and front. Springs. Rear spring I actually bought on eBay. It's a 9.4 kilogram per millimeter. I bought it without knowing that I needed collars for this shock. So I had to buy those extra. I think that was probably total about $150 in the end. Then front springs. I got 0.5 kilogram per millimeter because that's as high as it went. And then the gold valves for the front were about 150, and the gold valve for the rear was about 150. And I'm too stupid to do math on the spot, so I'll just put it on the screen for you guys, total what it was in the end. And I did everything myself. There are videos out there where you can do all the research and everything yourself. And I didn't put nitrogen in the rear shock. I did a load of research on that. I have a shock pump, like a Tusk shock pump specifically I had it for my old KTM. as long as I'm using a shock pump and not introducing moisture into, let's see here, into this reservoir, this bladder, I'm fine. It's a toss-up. I mean, you're better off just going full nitrogen as is, obviously, but I don't have access to it, and every shop I ask wants to charge me $40 just to fill it up. Actually, the majority of shops won't fill it up unless they rebuild the shock themselves. Yeah, I don't know. Redoing the front forks was no big deal at all because there's nothing there. I mean, you just pour fork fluid in, that's it, you're done. But the rear shock is a little bit more, how do you say it? Labor intensive, I guess you could say, but it actually took me less time to do than the forks. A lot less time. It took me, once I had the shock off the bike, it took me probably 15 minutes to disassemble it all the way down to the shock body itself. So super easy to do if you know what you're doing. Yeah, this is just an initial impressions. I love it so far. When I get back to my buddies here, I'm gonna hit a few jumps and see how it handles it. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Nice, buddy. But nice. I don't know. Park right up against it here and give you guys an idea of what to expect. So probably like a 1.5-ish drop, something like that. Okay, one more. Okay, when I do it from up there, it's probably 2.5 feet. If you guys can't already tell, I like it. I like it a lot. It's so much stiffer now. But, the real test comes on Sunday, and I will bring you guys on that adventure as well. What? Oh, good girls. Good girl. Yeah. One over. Hey, no, so you stay down. Here. Want it? Ready? But yeah, I like it a lot, guys. So, that's about all I have to say about it. I'm not going to give you guys a recommendation right away. I need to do more extensive testing. I imagine after Sunday, I'll let you guys know. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time.